Hello everyone, I'm Jake.
I'm Karen.
And I'm Nathan.
And welcome back to the Carter Couch Season 2. It has been 6 months since our last episode, and we are officially, eventually, after much deliberation,
I'll spit it out, Jake.
Back.
And persuasion.
There was a lot of contractual
I'm not doing
disagreements going on.
I'm not doing it again.
I'm not going all the way down to Skillen. It's miles away.
But we have made it. And there's been a lot that has happened in the last 6 months. So episode 1 is kind of going to be a bit of a recap, I think.
Yeah, catch up.
A bit of a Carter catch up.
/
Everything. No. Well, there's the first thing that has changed. Karen and myself are officially engaged.
Why do you
Because you asked me long enough when I was going to do it.
You made enough hints on the last season. So
listen,
Season 1,
I
episode
shouldn't have
1.
to hint for you to come on now.
Well, we started
put a ring on it.
The first ever episode with you saying, oh, well, there is no ring, because I said the Carter Couch has a nice ring to it. So it feels very fitting now to be starting season 2.
Yeah, when did you actually know you were going to get
Have
down
you actually
on
got
one
the
knee?
ring on, or did you forget? Okay. Sometimes, like, Karen just doesn't wear it because she wants to wash
sometimes
it.
I just forget to put it on. Or sometimes, like, you can't wear it to the gym.
She forgets to wash her ring all the time.
Yeah, I wash it with fairy liquid. Like, jewellery experts out there tell me if that's right or wrong, but I'm telling you, it gets a good shine. It does.
We actually, so when I went and got the engagement ring, what was your man's name? Terry.
No, you never
Terry,
answered my question of, like, when did you go, oh my God, this is the girl I'm going to spend the rest of my life with?
Come
on, while
like
we're all here.
A week before I got the ring. Jesus. No, so it was probably, though.
Come 7 years.
Yeah.
I think it's 8 now at this stage. 8 next year, is it? But no, so I went into a jeweller's in Dublin, and it's the most nerve-wracking thing, even though no one, like, is even looking at you. But, like,
you think everyone's watching you, do you?
And then I went in, and there was a lovely fella called Terry, and he sat me down, and then he goes through everything, like, blah, 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 and then brings out all these rings, and they look identical. But there's, like, thousands of euro in the difference.
So which one did you choose,
I just
Jake?
went for the cheapest one and said, yeah, we do as a deal.
But then what happened?
Well, then, so obviously I didn't know Karen's ring size either.
Yeah, because I have a bit of a big knuckle.
You have a big knuckle, yeah. So I just kind of guessed, and he guessed as well, and we...
How can you guess the size of your girlfriend's finger?
Well, he knows, I guess, from looking at you on a picture.
So you got my hands out on a picture and said, can you work out what size she is?
I don't know. He just said, that looks about right, yeah. So we went with that.
Oh my God.
And then I took it.
Go on, Terry.
No, we had to get it resized.
No. Actually, it did fit, but I thought it didn't. And first of all, it didn't fit because you put it on the wrong hand.
That was, I was very nervous when I was actually doing the proposal. But then I had to find somewhere to hide the ring because I got it, like, I thought as well that you would, like, go in, get the ring, and then you'd get it maybe in 2 weeks' time. And he was like, oh no, like, you can pick that up, take it now.
There and then.
So I was like, oh.
You were like, hang on, I transfer some funds into my account.
I'm going to get a loan. And then I had to find somewhere to hide the ring. So I hid it in my guitar case because I knew that
because I always
wouldn't check in there. But you'd check everywhere else. I was like, she's going to find it.
Do you think I'm going to start rooting through your drawers looking for an engagement ring? We never even discussed it.
Well, yeah, I wanted it to be a surprise. I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, I thought you
didn't tell me.
Your brother.
No, he cried whenever we rang him then.
Yeah,
and we didn't film it.
He was devastated.
Hit me toe on the couch.
Yeah. I told Nathan, and then he says, "When's the wedding?" I was like, "Well,
will you get married?"
Like an hour ago.
Have you seen any hotels?
It was literally that day.
Yeah, like,
was
people
that a few
still
minutes
ask that
later?
now. And like, how long ago was it that we got engaged? 3 months, 4 months ago.
God, it's very long.
I thought you would get a little bit of leeway between the engagement and planning the wedding.
You know, normally like
6 months at least.
Year. It's normally a year, is it?
Yeah, but we actually haven't started planning yet.
We kind of we went and seen a few hotels, but the problem is we didn't know how many people we were even bringing. And we were in the hotel, and the lovely lady that was showing us around, we were actually in the Johnstown estate looking.
Well, we just went for like a night away, but then we were like, okay, let's make, like, we might as well look at the actual hotel packages
and get a free room everywhere you go for the next 6 months.
That was a lovely invite, actually.
That was an invite, that one.
I have to say, that was a lovely
gifted.
hotel. Yeah.
You have to put that now, otherwise people give out.
Yeah. But then she said to us, and how many people is this for? And I'm like, I haven't a clue. So then we decided, didn't we, that we'd do like a list?
We tried. So we tried to do a list and it just ended.
That was dramatic.
Oh, we rang you actually.
We rang you after it. So the list started, right?
You started inviting it. You were inviting loads
I was like,
of people.
you can't leave them out. You can't leave Auntie whatever out.
No, but like,
I haven't seen Auntie.
I
don't
wrote
know
my
who
side
Auntie
of the
is.
list. So I split the paper down the middle and I had like my side and I'd started writing like, you know, like me mum, dad, Nathan, my sister, Kira. And then I was going through like aunties and uncles and cousins. And then there was different cousins now who were obviously in relationships. And I was like, so like that'll be like, for instance, Josh +1. And Karen was like, well, I don't know who
No,
who
hang
the
on.
+1 is. I'm just using Josh as an example.
No, don't, because Josh, if you're listening to this, no, that's complete. Can we please
but it was. And then it was like,
backtrack?
oh, so Kira was coming and our sister Kira is like, she's in a new relationship now. Only like, well, at that time, I think it was probably only a couple of weeks. So Karen was like, well, she's not getting a +1.
No.
Like my
Oh,
sister
no,
Shell's
I'm
not with
actually
anyone.
fuming.
So she's not getting a +1.
Are you serious?
But that's what it was.
Hang on. No, now I'm actually genuinely annoyed because that wasn't it.
Okay,
so don't
what was
start
it?
wrecking me head. You started off by saying Shell hasn't got a +1, which is me sister in Tenerife, because she hasn't got a fella at this moment, which I was like, give her a +1. And you're the one that said, well, Kira hasn't got a +1. And I was like, well, I didn't say
No,
Kira
well, I said
couldn't
if Shell
zip
has
it.
a boyfriend,
No, hang
then
on.
she will have a +1 at that
Yeah,
stage.
but don't start saying Karen said Kira couldn't have a +1. You
Okay,
gobshite. And the other cousin. Anyone listening's going to be like, this one's a bridezilla.
And then it got to like, so like, we had like great aunties and great uncles and Karen's
Yeah, I
like,
draw the line
well,
with the greatness.
when are we getting married? And what age are they? Okay, so if it's in 5 years, maybe we'll do a recount then when it gets to that stage.
Oh my God, you're painting me in an awful
After this podcast today, it's going to be 5 years' time, the
Yeah.
marriage, I think.
So the list, yeah, that didn't end too well.
and it hasn't ended too well now either.
No,
No, you have got a list, have you not?
no.
We have a list. Jake's is the list, the length of it, and then mine is just me close associates.
Yeah.
Really?
And then the other issue that like, we're miles off
Which
this.
is two.
Mum, Dad and Lenny.
But the other issue for Karen, and she's going to hate that I'm bringing this up,
Oh,
is like bridesmaids, because Karen has 3 sisters. But then she also has like probably like 3 best friends. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then he's scratching away at the camera there. So she's like, well, I'm gonna have like 6 in me.
No, hang on, because this is something I never even discussed, right? So I'm just saying, roughly, I have 3 sisters, and on the off chance, if I want to have someone other than just me sisters, him, on the other hand, you know what he says to me today?
Well, I'd just have.
No, zip it. He says to me today, just have one bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Is he
I
on
thought that
the?
was
Is
a
he
good way
all
to
right
do
in
it.
the head?
Just have one, and I'll just have one person. So realistically, my groom
You can't just have one
party.
Thanks.
No.
Is that what's called your groom party?
You're just being tight.
Don't know.
He is. He spends his
tight.
life like
No, but I
that.
was like, they can still like
It's the
come
happiest day of your
and,
life.
you know.
Jake. You
Thanks.
should spend whatever you need to spend.
So
Like,
then
do you know
I
what
was
mean?
like,
Get
well,
the bleeding
I'll have my
checkbook
best
out.
mate Paul and you. So that's like it. Like, who else is going to stand up there? And Billy
you've got
mates
no
up
other
the
mates
mates
anyway,
Yeah,
so-
no.
And what about Kira, your sister?
Oh, she can't be like in.
She's the best man.
Yeah. What's the other best man? Oh, your groomsman. Like, she can't be a groomsman unless she's a
I'm not
groomswoman.
saying,
Is that a
but,
thing?
but if you were telling me I can only have one bridesmaid, does that mean
No,
who'd you pick?
I just
Sorry,
made a
sisters.
suggestion.
Jake said I can only
thought-
have one.
I thought you would actually be like, oh, that's not a bad idea, actually.
No,
But-
what I actually said was, well, then let's
Maybe
just
it
do
is.
it, me, you, and Lenny. Be done with it.
You coming up,
Invite
Glenn?
no one.
Just go to Barbados.
I'd love that.
Then he's just
Yeah.
wandered
Easy,
into
wouldn't it?
our
I think
podcast.
that'd be a great idea. Anyway,
I would love to do it abroad, but like Nan and Grumps, Grumps is 93 now, so he's not really fit to travel. So I'd rather do it somewhere close. I have all my immediate family at least there.
And are you going to do it in Ireland or Liverpool? Or have you decided?
Well, it's probably going to be an island, isn't it? I wouldn't mind doing it in Liverpool, but
I wouldn't mind Liverpool either. Lovely shopping over there.
no, there it is, decided. It's in Liverpool.
It's in the back
Oh,
of
no.
Mum and Dad's house.
No, remember then? No, out the back-
Father of the bride.
no, remember we rang you and you had a great idea.
Well, I said you could have it at my house.
Where, like, I was totally up for that. Imagine a big marquee. It'd be
Marquee
lovely.
on the lawn.
And Jake was just like, absolutely not.
No, I want to go to a hotel. I don't want to sleep in my room in your house, like, do you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, your wedding night. Oh, this is lovely, yeah. Thanks, Nathan. Do you know what I mean?
I What you mean? No.
Well, I just want it to be like, you
And
know.
there's no lock on the door as well, I think.
Yeah,
Get
and
locked
the walls
sorted.
are like paper around here.
God.
Right, come here, moving on.
But yeah,
There'll be loads more talk,
we
I'm
haven't-
sure, of wedding talk.
Yeah.
There
so
will be
let's
plenty. We've
leave
started
it there.
planning the engagement party though, and that went well for like 5 minutes as well until
Because Jake is
We'll save that for next week's
down.
Will we?
podcast. Yeah.
um,
The
there's loads
engagement.
of drama.
So as
to
well
talk about.
as us getting engaged, that was a huge milestone over the last 6 months. Karen also officially did her first season on Dance with the Stars as a judge. Woo! Judge Karen over there. And she was very good at it because she's been judging me for the last 8 years. So
Was I?
she's had loads of practice.
Were
Did
you very nervous with me doing that?
I was absolutely shitting myself the first episode.
So was I.
I thought you were really good.
Did
I
you?
honestly did, yeah. You brought
He's stuck.
star quality to the whole judging panel.
Oh, thanks.
But also, you just, because you're a dub through and through, I think
Yeah.
you were very much on the level of the viewer. And you said it how it...
There you go.
You said it how it is. You didn't,
You
try and
literally
make it fancy,
said,
you know what I mean?
Thanks.
But you did make a couple of slip-ups, didn't you? Which
Oh.
was very funny.
well,
Yeah, I
episode
did.
1 was the best thing
I think for
that's
me,
happened on
I was
Dance with
kind of like,
Stars.
it was something that I would have, I was talking about for a while, that I would love that opportunity if it did come about. And then when it kind of came to me, I was a bit like, oh. Do you know when you kind of say something, then you have to put your money where your mouth is and actually sit in the chair? We done the dressing room. I walked down the stairs and I sat in the chair, and I remember just thinking, oh, I'm actually sitting here now. Like, this is me on my own. And
Yeah.
I remember getting that feeling of being terrified. And
And
Brian, in fairness to him, he was like, Karen, you've been on the show years. The judge, Brian Redmond, Mr.
Yeah, but it is a
Nasty.
different thing.
He was like, you're on the show years, you'd be fine. And he did reassure me, but I have to say, I was like going, oh,
And did they tell you what to say or not to say, more importantly?
no.
Like, you can't say this, or don't be
No,
saying
to be
that,
honest,
or-
like, it was more just, no, like, where I thought it would have been more like that, it's kind of just, do you. I
Say
think
it
they
how it
knew,
is.
obviously, as well, how I am from being on the show for
Yeah,
so long.
of course.
But the first show, I remember saying, oh, like, Jake is coming, and the fella that does the audience was like, oh, I'll give him a seat, like a nice seat and whatever. I didn't think he'd be literally facing me.
Yeah,
so
it
you
was
and my
directly
two
across
friends
the dance floor,
was
wasn't it?
literally
Yeah.
just, and my sister was just looking at me. And I think that made me a bit nervous. But once I kind of delivered me first line, I
Couple
suppose,
of lines, yeah.
I,
But I think,
I
though,
eased into it.
People at home don't realise, like, as well, the judges have no teleprompter or anything. Like,
No,
at least
it's
the
all off the
presenter,
cuff.
you know what you're saying and you're reading it as you're
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough job as well, but, like, yous literally have to...
Sure, even they were
do
like,
everything.
oh yeah, so Karen, roughly you're talking for about 30 seconds in this one. And I'm like, what does 30 seconds sound like? How long is that? Like, how do you know
30
how
seconds
long?
wouldn't be an issue for you, Karen.
As in I don't stop
You're
talking,
great
alright?
at talking, like, yeah.
Oh.
But can we please talk about the iconic moments of the season? Was it episode 1 when Mickey
the
Jo
last
Hart
one, wasn't it?
was on the dance floor
Oh, the first
and
one.
Karen's comments was, it was a bit stiff, Mickey. That was TV gold. Like you full on didn't realise you were saying that
No.
at all.
No, it was like, and then a lot of people were picking up on it and press were coming to me and they were saying, oh, like you said, stiff Mickey on television. And I'm like, his name is Mickey and the dance was stiff. It was unfortunate that his name was Mickey and the dance was stiff on the same night. I genuinely meant it from a good place, and I love Mickey Jo Hart, and I actually was surprised he went so soon. But yeah, everyone's facing the audience. I still didn't really get what
couldn't
it was. Only
win.
after the show
He
then when
couldn't
everyone
win
was like, Karen, you
because
said stiff Mickey.
it could have
as
been-
in, and I'm like, oh.
It could have been your arms were floppy, Mickey. You know, I needed more Mickey. I need a little bit less Mickey. Like, you could have had 12 weeks of it, in fairness.
12 weeks of Mickey.
No.
She'd be limping off.
Thank God. Actually, sorry, Mickey, you went week 1, but things could have went bad. But
Yeah.
no, it was that again. I am going to say what comes into
I
my
think
head.
it set the tone
Unfortunately,
for you,
sometimes
though.
I wish it was scripted,
Like-
so then I wouldn't go off the script.
Yeah.
But
No, it's more natural if you know.
like it is, like if you say something and if people get offended, and like everything is coming from a good place. It's like when I'm trying to give a bit of critique, but I've been there, I've done that,
Yeah.
so I am trying to be that nice person. But you also have to get the balance of, okay, you can't just tell everyone they're bleeding brilliant, which I would love to do every week.
And that's the
So-
joy as well, though, I think, of like reality TV and stuff like that, though, that you're not going to please everyone anyway. You're
Or I
always going to have
tried
people
to,
giving
though.
out, no
Yeah,
matter
but
what.
I want everyone to feel good on the show and be happy, and I don't want to be that person.
Some people are just brutal at dancing.
Like, if someone booed me, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably get up after them and have to explain myself and all and be like, no, this is what I meant, don't boo.
Yeah, did you enjoy it more than dancing though?
Everyone kept saying to me, oh, like, is it one of those things that you regret that you're not on the floor dancing? But it's like, I don't know how to describe it in
You've
singing.
done it for so long.
I've done it so long. I've had so many great partners that I'm like, I see this like being terrified. That's what you want. You want that nervous feeling again, and that's exactly what I got. And I'm learning how to even deliver a line.
Do you think you'll make it back for another season?
No, I don't know. I think they've got rid of me.
After you said feck in the last episode.
You did say, was it feck? What was the sentence? I can't remember.
I think I said you were fecking unreal. But he was fecking unreal.
Yeah, but I think as well, like, no one was offended with that because they genuinely know.
I know. I just got overexcited, and like that, you have to remember you are in a position that you shouldn't say things like that.
But feck isn't really a swear word.
I grew up with it never being a swear word, so genuinely, hand on my heart, I was baffled. I was kind of like, because they had to come on and apologise for me saying it,
but
which
no one
I was still like, oh my God.
Apologising for it first. And in fairness, it wasn't Jen that was apologising. She got told that she had to.
Absolutely. But like that, I was kind of going, oh my God, who's after coursing? The drama, like, and I'm looking at Brian and everyone in the audience is pointing, going, it was you. And I'm like, did I say that? Like, still didn't think feck was... Again, I grew up, feck was not a course to me. Now I know. I'm not going to say it again.
If anyone was offended, they'd never watch Father Ted.
I love feck this and feck that and feck this.
Ride Me Sideways with another one. That was it, wasn't it?
That was not too.
No, that's not Father Ted, Jake.
That was
What were you watching?
Jesus. All right, Jake.
No, it's from the book.
All right,
Mrs. Doyle.
But yeah, again... I didn't know it was a course, as in people would be offended. Some people, you just have to watch yourself what you say.
Yeah.
Simple as. Do you know what I mean?
But I thought you were very good overall.
Thank you very much.
Did you miss dancing though?
We already
did you?
Asked that already.
Oh, he wasn't listening.
Reese was ringing me, the production manager for Nathan, so I was like, just text him saying, I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of a podcast. So Reese, in future, don't ring during a podcast. Sorry.
Yeah.
Streets.
Also, the last 6 months, you have been building your dream house, Nathan. How is that going, Bob the Builder?
A lot more grey hairs than I had 6 months ago.
Why is it stressful? It's easy. Sure, the house is going to be built by May. It's going to be fine.
Going to be now in
June, and it's not built, but it's okay.
No, it's getting there. And there's a massive issue across the country with people who are building at the minute.
In what sense?
Trying to get lads in different trades. There's a massive shortage of labourers, whether it's bricklayers, joiners, electricians, plumbers.
That was such a big thing years ago. Everyone, like most young fellas, left school at 16 and went and done a trade. Is that not still happening?
I kept saying recently, I wonder, is there just no one younger getting into them trades? But I think there is, but they can make a lot more money either in Dublin or going to Australia or going to England.
Really?
So I think they've all left the rural areas of Ireland.
But you've got dubs building on your house now?
I've got lads from Galway building the house.
So where are the lads in Enniskillen?
I had Enniskillen bricklayers.
Yeah. They're just all busy.
Or Fermanagh bricklayers. But to try and get the lads, they were doing 4 jobs at the one time.
In fairness, now the house is the size of the Áras on Uachtaráin, so like... I get it. You're going to need about leading 10,000 lads walking on it. So Jake was like, oh yeah, he's building on his house and da-da-da. Like, comes down the other day and I was like, sorry, who? What?
Yeah, you've basically knocked the house down, though.
Yeah, the lovely house that was gorgeous, looking out at is it the loch? Is that what you'd say?
Lake,
the lake, yeah. You just knocked it all down.
Well, it was
and
more
there's about 500 windows
to build onto it anyway.
So it was easier in the end to knock part of it down and rebuild.
And it is, you're planning on staying here for a long time.
Staying for a long time to come. So
3 years.
It'll be the longest house I've ever been in.
Oh my God, no, this has to be like...
No, I'm not moving from here. No, I'm not moving.
And when do you think it will be done? Have you got like a completion date in your head?
I'd love to say Christmas this year.
Will we get Christmas?
Probably going to be more like St. Patrick's Day next year.
Oh
my God.
Yeah, I would imagine.
There'll be plenty of podcasting done here before then.
There will, yeah. Season 17. We'll still be talking about it. Yeah. The windows are going in this week.
And we're still planning the wedding.
Yeah. the engagement party never happened because there was absolute riots about that as well.
Oh, Karen wants to book a clown for the engagement party as well. Did you know that?
No, do you know what I said? Speaking of Jake being tight.
Sorry, I forgot to say, that was your catchphrase as well from Dancing with the Stars that you developed.
What?
Every week you said, do you know what? Do you know what? And then everyone said it to her.
Right, so I'm like,
do you know what?
Like,
do you
hand
know what?
on heart, I'm actually going to ask this question. Am I, like, do I say it like that?
Like, do you know what?
Yeah.
No, that's just my generic Dublin accent that I come up with.
Why did I just say, do you know
what?
I'm
really bad at accents. You said, do you know what, like 10 seconds ago.
Okay, again, yeah, that's one thing that I've learned, right? When you're in a position like that and you keep saying the same, like, opening to your sentence, people pick up on stuff like that.
They do.
Where I
We all
never
have
knew,
little
do you know
sayings.
what was a thing that I always said. And then every time I went to say it,
You got conscious of it.
Yeah, I got conscious, and then I was panicking myself, and then I didn't know what I was
You were
talking
overthinking
about.
it.
But I think it was a nice thing. It was like, you know...
it's nice until people start going, oh, here we go, or do you know
you're
what,
walking
again.
down the street. Do you know what?
But then, do you know what's funny? Oh, do you know what? It's funny. Arthur, he starts saying, do you know what? And he's Armenian. I says, oh, come here, this is bleeding.
Where's he from?
Armenia.
Armenia?
Armenia?
Yeah, that's a place, yeah.
Oh.
I thought you were going to slag how I said that. You are.
Wasn't.
You are.
Do you know what?
No, but you know,
Well,
like,
like,
no, but, see, it is an opening of a sentence. Do you know what we're going to do? I know I said it again, but this is what I need to say. We'll do a thing when it hits January, how many times I can say that in the show, or else how many times I don't say it.
Or how many times Jake goes,
well, I say a lot.
Yeah.
And my dad, when he's on the phone, he says, do you know what I mean? After every 10 seconds.
That's a
do you know
Liverpool
what I
thing.
mean?
Do you know what I mean?
But is a Liverpool thing as well. Like,
No,
Steven
you
Gerrard,
ring people.
Jamie Carragher,
You
all
ring
them
people and
footballers used to do that too.
say, and I'm like, oh, if I was on the phone, I'd just...
Jake's developed the Dublin buh.
Does he?
There's no T on the end.
Buh.
He says
Buh?
it every 2 minutes. Buh.
No way.
The gig was good. Buh.
Oh.
Oh, never.
I might get a Chinese buh.
Oh, there's no boat with Chinese.
yeah. It's just forgetting a Chinese.
You wind me up.
But
I
I'm
didn't
getting
know.
2. Yeah.
No, I never noticed that.
I just said as well. So the other thing that's happened in the last 6 months, which is worth noting, is you took a break, Nathan, for a full month.
6 weeks.
6 weeks for the first
Why,
time
is
in
that
what?
like a...
15
years.
Like, are you okay?
He was that stressed with
do we
building.
need to-
He built for 6 weeks because the builders weren't here.
Like, but you can't take a day off. Like, you don't know how to switch off.
I'd always take 2 weeks every year. We'd have band holidays. But this year, because I'm building the house, I was like, I want to be here a bit more. And I thought I'd be moving in at that stage.
It's just in a pile of rubble.
But that didn't happen. But I also had my birthday that month, and it was Mum's birthday. It was your birthday. And I wanted to just be around. And
for my birthday. That was nice.
I had an album to finish. No. I had an album to finish and do vocals for that.
So you weren't off.
So I wasn't off, but I was off.
You just weren't gigging.
I wasn't gigging for 6 weeks, which is the first in 15 years.
Yeah, and did you enjoy that bit of downtime?
I did, really enjoyed it. And it was actually that period where we had amazingly good weather for 2 weeks. Yeah. And I was out cutting grass every day.
I think the band and everyone enjoyed it though. Because there was a nice feeling when we got back of
yeah, I think
we
sometimes
appreciated it more without sounding corny. Do you know what I mean? It was like, okay, that
first
was
gig
nice.
back was in the Faroe Islands. We had to get 2 flights.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even know where that was.
No, we had a gig before then.
No, we didn't.
We did. We were gigging in Mayo.
We did.
Mayo?
Yeah. A festival in Mayo.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
I don't
that
even
was
know.
half
I think
Jamaican.
that was from Cork or
then
somewhere.
Edinburgh. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's great to be back though. The band are in great form.
I think
we've
sometimes
a lot of new songs in.
But
we did a rehearsal.
I do think that what you said is that you need to take time off to nearly appreciate, and instead of it being oh, here we go again for the lads.
Yeah, because we gigged. You did a lot of gigs.
We did a lot of gigging from January to the end of April. We did a lot of touring.
We went home for 2 months of weekends.
No.
Yeah, that's when we realised
That's actually when we got engaged, actually, funny enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I think it's time we take a little bit of a break. We will be back very soon.
Hi folks, and welcome back to the Carter Couch.
Season 2.
Season 2, episode
/1.
1. And the next topic we're going to talk about is running...
We're going to talk about running a household. Before we do, though, just to let you all know, we are now on Patreon. Patreon or Patreon. So you can get loads of exclusive extras. You can get early access to these episodes. You can also get priority to your correspondence when you're writing in. And there's a whole host of other stuff for just the price of a coffee in Dublin. I think it's £5 a month.
What, £27?
Yeah. You can sign up for all of that list of extras. So check that out at Patreon/The Carter Couch. So talking about running a household. Yesterday, I had the most clumsiest day ever.
Yesterday?
Yeah. So I did 2 gigs with my own band yesterday, right? And in between the gigs, they were in Dublin. I came home and was having a cup of tea. It was lovely. And I don't know how I did it, but I fully drenched the cream curtains with a full cup of tea.
I'm glad it was you and not me.
Karen just looked at me.
Are you going to get them dry cleaned?
No, I think I cleaned them. There was this new stuff that I bought. It's Fairy No Soak, I think it's called.
You're such your
So I sprayed that on it.
Son.
But anyway, what I want to talk about.
Well, funny enough, I was at the laundrette today at Veronica's.
Oh,
and
so we're only 20 minutes into episode 1 and he's already plugging.
And there was a woman in front.
He gets
it
for
trying
free.
To get.
This is what it is. It's an ad.
She's trying to get her curtains washed.
Right.
And Veronica then told her, if whatever you do, don't put them in the washing machine because they will shrink.
Who the fuck has a washing machine that big?
I don't know, but
only little corners.
So I'm just saying, don't put them in the washing
No,
machine.
I sprayed them with Fairy and it's come up a little bit. But do you know what I was more annoyed at? Was that it was such a nice cup of tea. And I was
Who made it for you?
On my break, Karen's niece Lily made it and it was unreal. Yeah, you didn't even make it.
God, she's only 8 and she's making tea. That's child labour.
Fair play to her, Mrs. Doyle.
Yeah.
Send her up to mine.
Yeah. Can she bricklay? Because he's looking for more workers. I bought a slow cooker recently.
Right, first of all, I hate when you start saying I bought. You didn't buy it.
I did buy it.
If you buy something on the joint account, you didn't buy it.
That wasn't on the joint account.
Would you give over? Watch, I go back through the statement. It was now slow cooker.
It was like £25.
Exactly.
What?
Yeah, it was so cheap, £25.
Why do you think that's cheap, or dear?
Yeah, really cheap.
Yeah,
you put the
what
stuff
they
in
are.
the
Used to be about 100 quid.
Where did you go for your slow cooker?
He's
John
getting
Lewis.
fancy
Yeah,
ones.
exactly.
Like you put stuff in the morning
Brown
and you just
Thomas.
forget about it. It's unreal. So I think everyone out there should go and buy a
Do you know
slow
the
cooker.
only thing that wrecks me head about it?
What?
Like, you'd never notice this and you definitely wouldn't. Is like, if I'm at the pure cleaning the place and lighting the candles, everything smells massive. You go out and you come back and you're literally like you're in the bleeding restaurant in I don't know where.
Yeah, but I cook a lot. Like, so when I'm like trying to be on plan, I would eat like 4 meals.
He's
Very good on tour.
Oh, stop telling me he's very good. He literally drives me insane.
I got everyone eating steaks on the tour bus.
On a toasting machine?
Bus. Yeah. There was like, no, it was like a hot plate. Do you know, like an...
Oh, George Foreman?
No, it wasn't even a George Foreman. It was just like... Just
straight.
Flat.
Yeah, but just let's say a George
Did
Foreman.
the steak within, 6 minutes?
Oh, unreal. We lived on steaks and I had eggs
Really
in the
good.
morning and turkey bacon and everything. But anyway...
And there was no drinking or no late nights. Everyone was in bed.
All in bed. Straight after the gig.
Yeah, I knew you were joking.
For the audio listeners, that was a wink. But yeah, so cookers all the way, the best thing ever. One thing that annoys me though, we got a new dishwasher about 12 months ago now, and Karen still doesn't know how to load the dishwasher.
First of all, you don't even load it and unload it. So where
Yes,
are you
I
going?
do. That's
Any
my
interview
job.
that we do, and they're like, "Oh, what's one thing you don't like about each other?" He starts going, "Karen can't do the dishwasher."
You don't.
Like
don't.
Scarlett
You're
for you
one
in
of these people.
Scarlett for you in interviews. If that's the only thing that you don't like about me,
No, our new dishwasher, right,
there's
has
loads
like
of things that you
cutlery
can't
tray
do right.
that slots in to the plate rack, as in like the plate rack is like, you know, the
I'm already
two
bored listening
things,
to you.
and the cutlery tray has like 2 little triangles
Yeah.
that slot in. Karen just literally, you'll hear her banging the dishwasher from the other room and you can tell she still doesn't know how to put the cutlery thing back in. But then like you'll put like Tupperware in and just like throw it and close the thing. And it's like when you open it then it's full of water. It's not clean.
Absolutely, you're lying. Because I would
100%
not
am
do
not.
that. I actually now stopped that this
Maybe
second.
Lenny got involved. And
Lenny's doing the dishes.
Lenny's fault.
What else have you to say about the
but
household?
I just really
Because
wanted
I have
to
plenty of things I do in the household that you don't do.
What? Like what?
Do you know one thing you never do?
What do I not do?
Like, it actually this really winds me.
Here
What am
we
I going
go.
to say?
Don't know.
When you go to the toilet, you never clean the toilet pot.
Yes, I do.
You never do.
Always.
It actually is disgusting.
No, that's not me.
That is... Well,
You
it's
can
not.
get-
It's not Lenny.
It must be.
And you have your own toilet, so...
That's when Nathan calls over.
What, once a year?
Well, that's very sad that you only come up once a year, actually. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, that's something we were meaning
only
to
live
talk
2 hours away.
Once a month.
We always have to come up to Enniskillen, and that's kind of out of the way. So I feel like
this is miles away, right? I get living in the country, right? People are not into living in Dublin. Totally understand why. I get it. But this is bleeding miles away.
It's not.
Oh my God! It's literally.
You're just not used to.
You're just not
traveling,
used to.
though.
Oh no, it's beyond. I mean, like there's living in the country, and then there's Enniskillen. That's at the top point of
the amount of Dublin people that go to Donegal, and that's another hour again from here.
Yeah, but probably just for the weekend or something. They're not living there.
Oh, you just mean like
maybe.
Yeah, but not everyone's born in Dublin.
Everyone to say to me, "How is Nathan living in Enniskillen? Like, how are you born in Liverpool, right?
In a city.
How did you end? Like, how did you end up living in Enniskillen? I find that fascinating.
Well,
no, putting it out there, it's beautiful. Enniskillen is gorgeous. Like, I mean, when I started coming up here, I was like, oh my God, this is actually beautiful. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
But coming from Liverpool, how did you just end up here?
Well, I was living in Donegal, and that was too far. If you think this is far,
Yeah,
Donegal's
that's miles away.
An hour and a half again to get to like Buncrana, for example.
Is it country music? Is that why is it more
at
popular
the start,
here?
When I came here, the country was huge in Donegal, Tyrone, Derry. Wasn't so big in Fermanagh, to be honest. But Fermanagh is very central for anyone travelling round the north. And
it's still in the
Ireland.
UK.
Like, if you think of all the musicians that live in Fermanagh, like the Tumlin Paddies, Derek Ryan, Lisa McHugh.
It's like you're all here.
Myself. There's a load of.
But I think when you initially moved over, though,
live here.
The big draw was that you didn't have to change banks and all that stuff. It was still it was still a UK.
To still be based
you know what I mean?
in with a UK address.
Oh, when I come up here, it's full on my holidays. If I never brought the £10 I had. I'm raging. What? I had £10. Maybe a nan gave it to me for my birthday.
That shows how often Karen doesn't leave.
That was
Dublin.
the old note, though.
Yeah,
you can't use it anymore.
But I think Fermanagh is the closest to the border.
It is, yeah.
And then for travel wise, in the whole of Ireland, it is handy in that sense.
Yeah, it's very handy for travel.
It's great for getting a few Nurofen liquid tabs and all. They're very cheap.
And do you know what else it's
good
for?
Shop you love in Enniskillen?
Oh, Savers in Enniskillen. I get like this rush
you know what else
of
it's good for,
excitement.
though? You don't have to pay the 15p on the bottles. That's another household thing that is currently doing my head in, because we have a balcony and it's just filled with bottles.
It's not like it's organised mess now.
Like, is that only in the south?
Only in the south. You have to pay 15 cents on every bottle. But Karen will just bin the bottles, and I'm like, well, we paid for
I don't
them.
bin them. I put them on the balcony.
Just leave them about.
Yeah.
So I want to start a new segment on this season of the Cast Couch as well. Segment? No, segment, I said.
What was the one Karen said recently?
Oh, no, I'll have to think of that properly before we tell that story. But
I actually know that. Is it that you? Oh yeah.
We want to actually. It was for the tea.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Sorry, when I spilt the tea, Karen said, "I feel like I'm in an
asylum."
A sale asylum.
Because he's rushing, trying to get the bleeding tea up off the floor. The curtain's hanging out. My niece is running, looking, Lily, to get a towel to dry it up.
Lenny was barking.
Lenny's barking. I was literally like, oh my God, this is like a sale asylum. And Jake said to me, that doesn't make sense.
No, an insane asylum. Like,
I grew
psychiatric
up saying
ward,
this is a sale asylum.
But it's deaf. That does not make sense. A sale asylum.
Did you know what I meant?
I did know what you meant.
Zippy.
Yeah, but
do you ever get those people that have to keep saying what you're saying wrong?
But
if you were one of those in school and all, like, that gives me the ick. Like I said, I wonder what you're like when I'm not around. Are you that person that everyone's like, oh, he's wrecked
Karen
the head?
was giving out to me,
or is he
on
like
the drive
great
down,
crack?
Because I said, like, when we were away in the Faroe Islands, that I didn't drink that much. Do you know what I mean?
No. Do you know what he said? Yeah, no, the lads were having a drink and I just got it sparkling water.
Me and Sean were just drinking sparkling water.
Oh, you're actually annoying
but
me.
I'm still good crack. I don't need to be like drunk to have good fun. Do you know what I mean?
I've been telling you that my whole life. Like, hello, look at the crack I give you, and I don't have a drink.
Alcoholic.
She's actually become an alcoholic.
Right.
We'll save that for another episode because this story's too long. But Karen is officially now having a drink every day. Every day. And that's fine. For, you know, we've nothing against people that want to have a drink.
Let's tell the bleeding story.
It's a bleeding
story.
You and your sparkling water.
What's your favourite drink, Karen?
So I don't really drink, right? As
I know you
everyone keeps saying that. I keep talking because I'm just not really. I haven't found a taste that I'm like, oh my god, I get
you
it.
found it now.
No, because
She's
they're
found it.
pure. Like, oh, I'll have it. Like, what's your drink?
Vodka or Guinness.
Or no, for scabby leg, right? But
Scabby leg.
do you never hear
It's
that?
not liquid.
No, it's off a
Anything
scabby
off
leg.
a
Like,
scabby leg.
poured off a
I've
scabby
never
leg.
heard that.
I've only heard it because Karen said it.
Oh.
Poured onto a scab. Oh,
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a saying, right?
It's like, like they go to the opening of crisp packets.
Yeah,
That type thing.
Yeah.
It's
okay,
simple. Do
it's
you know what I mean?
definitely no, it's not. But anyway, yeah, I don't get it. Like people, gives a pint of lager. Are you actually
But it's
sick
quite
in the
refreshing.
head? It's
It's nice.
disgusting. A lager. It tastes like you're licking a pound coin.
You're
But anyway,
now addicted.
listen, let me tell me story.
Okay, go on.
So then one day we were out and Ash, my sister, was like, it was roasting hot. We're in the beer garden with Lenny and I'm pure like, I'll have a Coke or whatever, as I do. And my sister was like, why don't you try an Orchard Thieves? Like, that's refreshing. It's appley. You like it. So I was like, oh, go on, Jay, get us an Orchard Thieves. I thought I was a fucking mad thing, right? So he comes out with an Orchard Thieves. Well, I tell you one thing. That is refreshing.
So,
hang on.
Okay.
Jake says to me then one day, just long story short.
it was sunny in Dublin.
It was
for
sunny in
once.
Dublin. Actually, no, Jake said that he wanted a big Sunday roast. So
wanted
I
the
said,
Sunday
right,
roast and a
I'll
pint
do you a
of
Sunday
Guinness.
roast and you can have your pint of Guinness, that's fine. But I was like, get us a can of that Orchard Thieves that you got me that day in the beer garden.
Yeah.
Beer garden. I was at Adele in Munich and it was called Beer Garten with a T. And it makes me laugh every time I think of it.
You had to be there,
The
did
big
you?
sign said Beer Garten. And I thought that was the funniest thing ever.
Because you were in Germany.
Beer Garten, right? But anyway. And I says to him, oh, can you get us an Orchard Thieves? He looked at me like I had 10 heads and I actually got a bit embarrassed. I was like, yeah, maybe I have a problem.
So I went
into the shop and he comes out and goes, oh, you only had the normal Orchard Thieves. And I don't know, what does he...
You've not tried all the flavours.
I thought that she only liked
Yeah,
the
I didn't know
raspberry
that
one
was-
or something, or
I
if there
didn't
was
know
a
there was
flavour.
any other flavours.
No, I think I got mixed up between Copperberg and Orchard Thieves, so I didn't get them, right? And then Karen was like, didn't
No, I
talk
just
to me.
wanted
She
an
was
ice
raging
cold drink and
'cause
I was
didn't
like,
get her a drink. I didn't realise now she needed it. So she got home and then
She had the shakes.
she wouldn't talk to me, right? She stormed out and then Karen
Well,
went,
no, you're exaggerating.
no, but you're a little bit pissed off.
I was, because I knew you didn't even
You
look in
wanted
the
the
shop.
refreshing Orchard Thieves. So I just ended up ordering them off Uber Eats. Didn't realise. Now I did, but I'd never used it. You can just order from SuperValue to your door.
Right.
So these eight pack
Six
of
pack.
Orchard Thieves, no, it was an 8-pack.
Right.
They landed and I just left them on the table. Karen got back and she was like, how did you get them?
I was still
Where did they come
fuming with
from?
him.
And she drunk all of the 8 are gone officially as of last night.
There's 2 left, and how long ago did I make you that roast?
It was probably
about 2 months
it was
ago.
a month ago. But it's that random time she'll drink. So I'm like, I'll come in at like 8 o'clock after we've been in the
If there
studio
isn't a cold
teaching.
drink in
the
the
morning.
fridge,
No, and Karen would be like, I think I'll just have an Orchard Thieves. And it's like, okay, you go in the gym in half an hour. Why are you having an Orchard Thieves? I just, it's very refreshing. You know what I mean?
no, I don't think of that as
That's how it
alcohol.
starts.
It's a slippery slope. Just look at the other side of that couch. That's how you're going to end up.
8 a.m. in the morning.
On the tour bus.
No, but honestly,
Karen on the Orchard Thieves.
like if
In bed.
if there's no ice cold drink in the fridge and that's ice cold, it tickles me fancy.
Yeah.
It's in my
Okay.
cup now.
So,
as we speak.
Orchard
I
Thieves.
know
But
what
anyway,
to get you for Christmas.
what I wanted to say about 10 minutes ago before we got into that story was I want to start a new segment that was
Oh, you
to
said.
be
Yeah.
a segment. Car to Couch Confessions. That's what we're going to start. So
As in, we have to confess.
Well, I have a little bit of a confession about the household thing that I brought up before, and that's why I wanted to bring it up, right?
He
So
doesn't
we
clean
want to
the
know,
toilet.
do you have
He
all of
doesn't.
your confessions? It can be absolutely anything. Okay, have you been eating your colleague's food in the fridge or on the tour bus? Did your husband or your wife or your girlfriend... Have you got something to confess about them? Okay, send them in to us, thecardscouch@gmail.com, or get us on our socials or through the Patreon, and we will definitely read them out straight away. But my confession is with household, right?
Why am I getting
what
nervous?
I hate is the washing machine. Does me head in.
Oh, so it's not really, you're not going to confess.
No, I love
something.
putting the wash on, right?
What did you do to my clothes or something?
No, I always just... So when the wash is done, if Karen doesn't know that it's done and we're both there...
Do you put it on again?
Or Karen's out, I'll just put it on again because I can't be bothered taking the stuff out.
Oh, no way.
So that's why I just
that-
do it all the time. Yeah. Because
What a waste of
I
electricity.
don't mind putting the washing on.
No, you're going down.
Other
in my
people
estimation.
definitely do that. I just can't bother taking it out. So that's me confession to make that I very
Well,
rarely
I'd
take the
rather
clothes
just
out
throw
of the
your
wash.
socks out than like pair them up.
I knew that's where they were
I
going.
always throw them out because it wrecks me head. You have way too many socks, so I just dump them in the bin.
That's really annoyed me because
Do you
I
lo-
like
do you
keep buying
lose
socks.
Yeah.
Well,
What
obviously
happens
they
to
just
them?
keep getting thrown out.
Odd ones.
Yeah,
Because I'm always left with like one sock.
we definitely talked
Yeah.
about this last season, but I started buying them in Primark or Pennies, wherever you're from, and they're like £4 a pack. But I started getting the nice spongy sports ones, and I must have had 4 packs about 2 months ago, and now I've got 1 pair of socks left.
Right.
Do you actually just throw them all
Yeah.
out?
After a while, like.
There we go.
That's
There's
actually,
your answer.
yeah. Right, guys. So send in your confessions to us at thecartercouch@gmail.com, or you can get us on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. Also, next week, we are going to be bringing back the Carter Council. That is where you send us in all of your life's problems. What was the word that I kept using last time?
Qualms.
Your qualms. There it is. It's back again.
No, it's not.
And we will talk
Please,
about them
no,
and give you our completely unprofessional, solicited advice
Unsolicited.
on what we think you should do. I think that is it for episode 1. What do you think, guys? Happy?
I
we
would have
are,
kept
of
talking,
course,
in fairness.
Happy to be back.
If you are on our Patreon, there is going to be an extra part of this episode on there. If you're not, you should join the Carter Couch Club. That's what we're going to call it. See that? Just come up with that on the spot.
CCC.
Isn't that good? CCC. You can join it for, I think it's less than £5 a month. So go and check that out. Have we any announcements for this week?
Back on tour in Killarney at the INEC.
Lovely.
And in Tullamore.
We will be there as well, actually.
As well, you're going to
Myself
be
and
with
the band
us.
are on after.
You're doing the after party in the INEC.
So that's Killarney on the 4th of July and Tullamore on the 5th. Is that right?
May the 4th be with
May the Star Wars Day.
No, it's in July.
I have brand new music out this week when this podcast will
I
be out.
actually love this new song.
It's a track called Old Friends.
Do you want me to sing it now live?
And it can't be written by me because I've only got one mate. Paul. No, it's a track called Old Friends and it's coming out, and I am also gigging in Macroom, which is in Cork.
Nice.
Is that the cheese?
No, that's Charleville, isn't it?
No.
Charleville cheese.
No, Macroom is a cheese, isn't it?
No, it's a town in Cork.
No, I think, oh my God, they must have their own cheese.
Are
I'm
you
gonna
thinking of a
Google it.
macaroon?
No, I'm telling you, Macroom. I bet you, oh my God, I bet you it's cheese in Cork.
You think it is? Okay. Well,
Bring us home some,
maybe
because
it
I think
is.
I'd say that's lovely.
So we're going to be in Macroom. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, guys. Make sure if you're listening on YouTube or Spotify or wherever you get your podcast, leave us a review and give us 5 stars.
Please.
Yeah, please give us 5 stars. And like and share and spread the word. The Carter Couch is back. We will be back here next week for another brand new episode. Until then, we'll see you all soon.
All the best.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Karen loves Orchard Thieves.
Orchard Thieves. Orchard Thieves.
Thieves.